Tubers, family and friends, good morning. Just walking down the front stairs of the castle this morning. Pretty nice day. It's partly cloudy. We're getting some more sun. We got pretty good sun yesterday. I'm surprised it was a week of bad. Oh, there's a big, huge hawk or an eagle. They're always around here trying to get chickens because there's wild native chickens here all over the place. But yeah, a very beautiful day this morning. And the little boy just waking up. John's taking his morning swim there. And I just got to tell you guys something. A story my brother told me here this morning about my niece and her husband. They live in the States, and so my brother's daughter and her husband, right? So the case of her husband. This is just one example in a nutshell of how the U.S. now is just an absolutely terrible place to live and be, and the way the laws are there now. It's just absolutely the opposite of what they should be. So my niece's husband is driving in a small town in one of the states back home in the U.S., right? And he all of a sudden sees at the side of the street, he's in the residential area of a small town, a guy punching and beating a woman, right? So he stops his truck and gets out and goes over and, starts stopping the man from beating up the woman. Right, and they get into a fight and start punching each other too, and then he wins the fight and beats up the guy that was beating up the woman. Well, come to find out, the woman was this guy's mother. So this son was beating up his mother in open sight in a town in front of everyone to see. And what happened was, after the fight was over, the guy beating his mother, both of them filed assault charges on the guy trying to stop the violence, trying to stop the guy beating the mother. But the mother and the son got together afterwards and then filed assault charges on the guy for stopping her son beating her up. They both agreed to file charges on him, and he was convicted of assault. So imagine someone is helping someone not be beat up. A man beating up a woman, right? I mean, what craziness has this world become? If you see a man beating a woman in any case, if anyone would help by stopping and beating up that man and saving the woman, I don't care if it's who it is or where it is in the world, it should never be, the court should never be able to, file assault charges on you for helping that woman. But this is the way it is in the U.S. It's just one small example of how totally screwed up it is in the U.S. It's just disgusting. This is one of the many, many, many reasons why I escaped from the U.S. And it's only getting worse. And since I've been here in 8 years, it's gotten progressively worse every single year since I left there. And it was bad 8 years ago. Just imagine how it is now. Okay, now the next story. My niece. So my brother's daughter that was married to the guy that was trying to help the woman, right? She is driving in a small town, different small town, near where my brother's place is in the U.S. She's driving through town, and all of a sudden this guy is behind her in a truck and tailgating her, which tailgating is driving real close to the back of her vehicle, right? And she recognizes this guy in her rear view mirror and the vehicle he was driving, that it was one of her ex-boyfriends from years past. And I don't know what kind of altercations they had in the relationship or anything about that or anything, but this one incident, so he's tailgating her for like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I mean, a long period of time tailgating her and basically intimidating her in a threatening manner by tailgating her. So my niece drives away from a populated area on the outskirts of the town there, and the guy just keeps tailgating her. And so once she drives out to the edge of town, then she throws her vehicle in reverse and slams her car back and smashes his car and keeps smashing his car until it goes in the ditch, and then she leaves. So basically it took care of the situation of him threatening her by tailgating her and pushing him, smashing his vehicle into the ditch. And so what does he do? The stalker, stalking my niece, he files charges against her, and instantly my niece is charged with assault with a deadly weapon, which is a vehicle. So now she was convicted of assault for protecting herself against a stalker that who knows what was in his mind to rape her or kill her, or who knows, right? But for trying to protect herself against this probable or maybe a murderer, she was convicted of assault on him. So the courts in the U.S. protecting criminals and bad people, and they use the courts as a weapon against good people. That's what's going on in the U.S. And I seen that coming years ago, and now it's to the point where people can hardly live or do anything without this kind of stuff happening, because the courts protect the criminals and not the innocent. And it's just completely upside down of what it should be. So, and that's just another huge reason, ladies and gentlemen, you should come to the Philippines. None of that crap happens here. I can give you an example of how that stuff doesn't happen here. My wife had 11 brothers and sisters. There's 12 siblings in my wife's family, right? One of the brothers was murdered by another guy that they had been fighting back and forth, gotten a couple altercations, and my wife's brother always would win the altercations, the fights that they had, right? So this guy said, I'm gonna kill him. So he did. He got a knife and snuck up on him and killed him one night. And there was like 10 to 15 people witness the murder, and not one person, because they didn't want to start a trouble or get murdered themselves from this guy by saying, yes, I saw, I'm a witness to that murder, and I'll testify against him. There was, out of between 10 and 15 people, only one person, a woman, said, I will stand up and testify against him. Well, he goes to prison. He goes to prison for 10 years. He gets out after only 10 years in prison, and when he gets out, he comes back to the same area where his son, or where he killed my wife's brother. And so he's here. I even seen him a couple times within the first couple months he got out. But within 3 or 4 months, he was murdered. He was shot in the back by a motorcycle, and a guy in the back, 2 people on a motorcycle, and the back one shot him dead along the roadside. And it's well known from all the rumors and everything that because he was, after a few months out, he was already starting to threaten other people with bodily harm. And there was a lot of people in the area scared that they were going to be murdered by him. And so what was decided was there's a faction of law enforcement here in the Philippines that will take out people like that. People that get out of prison, ex-murderers, ex-convicts and stuff, and they take care of them because they don't want him to have another chance. And so they took him out. So basically, law enforcement assassin team took him out, and I hear about that all the time in the Philippines. So they eliminate bad actors, criminals that are in the public. They'll give them one chance, and then after that they take them out. So that's one thing I love about the Philippines. Although there are cases where just for a few $100 US that you can hire an assassin here in the Philippines to take someone out, but it very rarely happens. The only time it happens if someone has wronged someone, where they really lose face and they're threatening, this person is threatening them in some way, land dispute or threatening their family or anything like that, then these people will take it upon themselves to hire assassins. And a lot of times if they have friends in the PNP or something like that, because the PNP, they already have these assassins that they hire and take out bad people. And maybe that guy got with, good people will get with the police, and then they'll just take care of it quietly. This kind of stuff happens all the time. And it's a pretty darn good system, because they know that if it goes through the courts here, it takes forever. You know how many, it was years that they were in court before he even got convicted. It was like almost 5 years before he was put in prison, and then he was in prison for 10 years, the guy that murdered my wife's brother. But anyways, just a couple examples there to tell you of how the system is here compared to the U.S., and I love it here. So I suggest you come here to the Philippines if you really want to. Oh, what do we have here? Buddy, hi! Are you swimming?
I call you many times so that you can see him.
Yeah, but I was busy telling a story, hon. Okay, yeah. Good job, buddy. Yeah. So Leonardo having fun in the pool because it's such a nice day. When the weather's terrible, it's just too cold and stuff. But now that it's starting to warm back up and we have a nice day, it's good for him to get in the pool. He loves it. So it's so nice to have a pool. So many reasons, and the children love it, right? So anyways, I'll let you guys go. I just kind of wanted to give you another of so many examples of why The Philippines is the only place in the world that you're gonna survive with justice and survive with in a population that's kind and loving. And yes, there's some bad people there too, but they're taken care of. You know, if you know what I mean, they're taken care of by other good people, and that's just the way it is here. So that's it for now. Love you guys. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.